welcome back to Life Honestly. I'm Nana, and let's talk. So, today we will be talking about healing. And this is a big one because this is kind of a stage that I personally am currently going through. And it's something I truly, truly believe in, and something that, I had one thought about healing when I began. But going through it, I've learned that healing isn't necessarily what I thought it was. So you may be asking, well, Nana, what did you think healing was? So I thought in the beginning, when I started my healing journey, that healing meant I'm going to be perfect. Everything's going to be okay when I'm done with this. I'm not going to have any of my issues anymore. Oobla dee, oobla da, life goes on. And that is 1000% not how healing works. And what I've noticed, how that is not how healing works. So I guess one of the first points that kind of debunked that idea for me is that I found that healing isn't linear. So I've heard this from my therapist. I've heard this from friends. And I've heard this from others who are going through their healing journeys. And what I mean by healing isn't linear. My thoughts were that, okay, we'll just keep on working at it, working on it, figure all the stuff out, and I'll come out in the end. Just better. But that's not how it works. Healing can go up, and then it can drop, and then it could go up. Oh, you fall a little bit and back up. So it's never a straight journey to where you think you'll be going. And my first drop, I thought, oh, this isn't working. I'm never going to get better. I'm never going to heal. And in part of that thinking, I think part of that was true, but the majority was untrue. What I say when I say that it's true, I'm talking about the fact that I don't believe I will ever be fully healed. However, I believe that I will gain better coping mechanisms to be able to live a better life, be a better human, be a better friend, partner, and parent. So that's kind of my mindset now, is not perfection, is not that I'm never going to feel any of this that I'm feeling now. It's just a continuous learning and putting that learning into practice. And on that, just so that you guys know, you can be healing and you can still be struggling, which is kind of where I'm at, but that's because I am in a phase of doing a lot of learning, a lot of learning about myself, trying to find my true self, but also learning about others. Just how other people are. Yeah, yeah, I don't want to fully think about that now because it takes a lot of mental energy to kind of figure things out, and it is very specific to your situation, your life, and what you are going through, and how much you feel like you need to heal from. And also because healing isn't linear, as I was talking about before, healing could feel like it gets a lot worse before it gets better. And that's only because I'd say that's a good thing. In the moment, it may not feel good, but I think it's a good thing because it shows that you are working to overcome whatever you were healing from. So, yeah, it's not going to feel super great at first, but hopefully through your healing journey, you'll learn a lot about yourself, your needs, your boundaries, and it will get better over time. Yeah, so in your healing journey, you'll still have triggers. Things will trigger you out of the blue. You think you may be over it or have gone past that. And like for me personally, I've thought that. I've thought, okay, I've dealt with this, no issues. But then some little thing will happen. So whether that's a look or it's a conversation I'm having, and all of a sudden, in my brain, again, everything's fine, but my body reacts and like violently reacts. Or I know my body's going to violently react, so I need to get out of that situation. So even though you are healing, you will still have triggers. It's how we deal with those triggers and learning how to better cope with those triggers so that it doesn't automatically set off your nervous system into this flight mode, this heightened state. For me, it's like the hypervigilance, and just like it takes a while for my body to just calm down from that in any way, shape, and form. Boundaries is a big one, which I thought I had boundaries, but I absolutely had no boundaries, which led me into many a situation that were extremely toxic for my mental health. So setting boundaries, I think, was one of the first things that I tried to tackle in my healing journey, because it allowed me to look at myself and what I wanted or what I would accept and what I wouldn't accept. So I had always relied on other people to just make those decisions for me. Whereas now I have solid boundaries that if you try to cross them, yeah, maybe I might give you a chance, tell you. But after that, no way. Like my peace is worth more than the chaos that you're bringing into my life. So that's kind of where I'm at now. It took me a while to learn that, but it is part of the healing journey, and I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure it all out. And yeah, healing is not quick at all. That's another thing that I thought. It's just like, okay, I'll be fine in a couple of months. Everything's going to be great. But no, I think going through this journey, I think that this is going to be a lifelong process of healing, continuous learning, and all that great stuff. Hitting your 40s, I currently am 45 now, has really taught me about myself, my peace, boundaries, absolutely. And on that, and it's been difficult, and again, not perfect, but learning self compassion, self love, and trying to deal with the self criticism. And that's a hard one for me because, again, I just took in anything and everything that other people wanted from me or how they thought about me. It became my truth. And it wasn't my truth at all. That one's still a little bit hard to overcome. And like in my last video about being stuck, that self-criticism has kind of kept me stuck in some moments, which mentally is not very helpful. However, again, learning to notice the patterns of the self-criticism and trying to flip that into, well, no, is that really me? Or is that what I really want? So I find that I need to do that on a daily basis with whatever gets thrown my way. And the big thing that I've learned in my healing journey is, and this is probably the biggest one, is to let go. Not everything deserves a place in your life, in your circle at all. So again, through my therapist, through the teachings of Buddha, the idea of letting go is a really, really big one, and being okay with that. For me, guilt plays a very large part in my heart. So this idea of letting go is slowly becoming easier for me. But I still do carry guilt around that. So again, I'm on my healing journey. I'm continuing to learn and getting to a happier place. So a few questions for you guys that we can discuss in the comments below. What part of your healing journey has surprised you the most? Yeah, and I guess for me, it was that you're not going to end up perfect. Everything, all your trauma and everything potentially negative that you've been dealing with won't just magically go away. But you can deal with it. So that's probably the biggest thing that surprised me and that I've learned on this healing journey. Do you find that you struggle with being compassionate towards yourself, patient with yourself? Are these things that you find difficult to hold? And third, is there anything that you guys feel like you're holding that is maybe stunting your ability to heal and grow? So let's think about those questions. And I'd love to have that conversation with you guys. So any ideas you may have, answers to those questions, please put them in the comment section below, and we can get some good dialogue going about healing. So on that note, that is all on this topic I have today. So as always, this is Life Honestly. Hit the subscribe button, like and notification bells to keep on top of the following videos that are coming out. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.